Oh wow, it actually worked. Love and peace. Oh snap. I wasn't sure if it was gonna work or not because I don't have a bunch of subscribers and I wasn't sure, but it looks like it's actually live. Okay, cool. All right, okay. YouTube, y'all changed some things I see. I've been going a while. So I'm happy to see that the option works. And I was inspired by Spirit to come and do a reading today, a general reading. And I also got several new decks of cards. So I was excited to do a reading to share some of the new decks of cards with you all. One in particular, I'm going to utilize to close out the readings. So I'm really, really excited about this because I really love this deck. I listened to a podcast of another reader who does twin flame readings, and she utilized this deck in her reading, and it just resonated. So I said that I was going to have to go find it, and I did. And grateful to the Most High, I have it now. Now, I'm not sure just yet what decks we're going to be using today. However, I do know that there is an idea that I experienced that I wanted to share with you all to see if it resonates with anyone and if anyone else was experiencing anything similar. Um, and so we could dialogue about it in the comments. So, um, let's see. I want to say for like the last 2 weeks, I have been having a pretty interesting experience where I felt like something was taking place. However, nothing physically was happening. Like everything in my physical world was going great, very peaceful, balanced, all praise to the Most High. Very grateful for the reality that I'm living at this time. However, it felt like spiritually there was something taking place. And I will add that over the course of the last several months, I've been experiencing a spiritual shift taking place in my life where it feels like I am leaving an old paradigm and shifting into a new paradigm. And then at one point, it felt like I was catapulted into a new timeline. And I've been getting energetically acquainted with this new space, and I've been enjoying and growing within the confines of spaciousness, right? Within the realm of spaciousness that I've been blessed to create in my reality at this time. So I was already in a space where energetically there was quite a bit taking place for myself. However, like I said, the last couple of weeks, it's been feeling kind of interesting. Like I hadn't really been able to put my finger to what it was that was actually happening. However, I just allow myself to go through it while calling on assistance, calling on support, doing some of the things that I know because a lot of things wasn't resonating with me. Like I journal, I affirmations, mantras, and it just I wasn't really feeling it, right? Like normally like I'm called to participate in those type of things and it just wasn't resonating. Every so often I would journal just so I could keep a record of like where I'm at and what's happening. However, it just never got back into a rhythm for me to really be able to grasp what was happening with me. However, today, today, I feel like it hit a head where what was brewing under the surface, it actually made it to the surface into my conscious awareness, and I was able to release. I am able to acknowledge what was really happening and what was taking place was I needed to acknowledge that there was a reality that I wanted to experience, that I had put a lot of investment into experiencing that did not come into fruition. And at this time, it doesn't look like it's going to come into fruition. And I had to accept that that is the reality, right? And at the same time, mourn the loss of what I had created in my mind, or I had accepted in my mind as a potential reality. And it caused me to cry. Like it caused me to have a emotional release that felt like it was the exact thing that was underneath the surface that needed to come out. And it was real interesting because it was seemingly out of nowhere, but we know that nothing happens by happenstance or chance, so it really wasn't out of nowhere. And it was at the perfect timing because I was in a space where I was able to release it without affecting anyone else or someone else coming in and asking me a bunch of questions to affect the flow of what was happening. However, I was able to release. And then in addition to that, I picked my pen up again. At one lifetime of the many lifetimes that I've lived during this one lifetime, I was a poetess. And I used to write quite a bit, not only for myself, however, for others to help them convey and express the things that they had in them, however, they didn't have the words to share it. And I'm back at it again. I'm back at it again. And it feels so great to be back in this creative expression that resonates so close to my heart space. I have a way with words. I love communication. The way my birth chart is set up, like a lot of my planets are in the house of communication. I'm a Virgo. I'm ruled by Mercury, so communication comes fairly easy to me. So yeah, poetry being a form of communication, love it, love it, love it. And I started writing again. And after I did the release, I was able to write a piece and put a satisfying period to that particular idea to where I feel free now, right? Like I feel so free of the idea now. I know I have to integrate that into the 3D reality. So there's still steps and things that I have to do to solidify and ground that in the physical realm. However, just having that clarity in the spiritual sense and in the energetic realm, being able to have some balance, it feels so great. So Spirit wanted me to share what I'm experiencing to be an example for what you may be experiencing so that you can know for surety that you're not by yourself, that there are others of us that are also going through this process as well of growing, of evolving, of um, mastering self, right? And in the process of that, there's many levels of letting go. And another thing that I realized too, right, in the idea of letting go is when you're spiritually in tune and energetically sensitive and you have the gift of sight, and you're able to read the signs and spirit speaks to you or the angels interact with you, you're able to see certain events or circumstances that are aligned for your highest good, for your highest good. And when it is that those things don't pan out the way that you were shown, it's a process sometimes to release that and let that go because it took steps for us to get to the point to fully accept what it is that we were shown, right? And then to move in harmony with what we were shown, even when the physical did not reflect that, right? When the spiritual didn't, when the 3D reality didn't catch up to the spiritual, we still had to take steps to step out on faith, as some say, to trust in the unseen, to see it, believe it. Excuse me. I was taught the idea you act on it, you see the unseen, you act on it, and you count on it, right? And then you bear witness to it in the physical. And sometimes we have to realize that, especially when there's other people involved, free will is still a thing, right? Free will is still a thing. So other people can make decisions that alter the course that you were originally shown. And it's not to say that the course itself is going to be different. However, there's an adjustment that needs to be made because of the other person's or other people's decisions. So now they're not stars or key players in your movie anymore, right? So now spirit or the unseen or the angels have to cast a new star player or new star players in your movie. So it's a experience that I think is worthy of mentioning, that we have to let go of some of the ideas or visions that were shown to us and be fluid, like be like water, be like the willow tree that bends but it never breaks, because things are always changing. There's so many moving parts in this reality. However, the principles and the idea stays the same. So willfully that resonates, and it speaks to someone in their heart space, in their mind, in their third eye. Because sometimes the two don't be on the same page, and that's another idea that I was exploring today. It's the heart, it's the mind, and it's the spirit. It's three components, right? And in those three components, it's not always where they're going to be on the same page, and sometimes we have to choose which one we're going to respond to in any given situation until all three get on the same page, and even that can be a bit challenging within itself as well. However, I feel like it's all part of growth. It's all part of the process of mastering being here on earth, right? It's part of the process of becoming familiar with self and being self-aware of what makes us tick, what resonates with us naturally, what parts are a little bit more challenging, and what blockages may be present that stop us or affect us from being balanced and aligned with all three. So again, willfully that resonates with someone that serves you. So what's resonating with me is three different decks that's resonating. I don't know if I'm gonna pull one card or several cards, so we're gonna see what spirit has for us to share, has for us to share with us at this time. So we're gonna start with the wisdom of the Oracle deck. And I feel like I'm going to read, in addition to the spiritual, I'm going to also add in the relationship piece as well. So any event that the ideas that you are experiencing, that you're releasing, that you're getting balance in, you're getting clarity, you're making peace with, relates to relationships as well. I just love and peace. This is Shine Your Light 777, and I am Goddess Robin, your sister in righteousness, your sister in light. And I will that this video reaches you when you are in a peaceful place, in a place of submission, a place of receptivity to receive what it is that the Most High has for you. In any event that you are not at a place of peace or a place of balance, I will, by the completion of this video, that you are. If you would be so kind to like the video, leave a comment. Let me know what you received, what resonated with you. If you're also experiencing some of the ideas that I spoke on thus far, it would be greatly appreciated. If you subscribe to the channel, you will be notified when I post another video or when I go live. And if you subscribe and press the bell, which is free, it will notify you as soon as the video comes out. And if you share the video, it will most certainly help with the algorithm of helping to be sure that this video is seen by those that it is designed for. So I'm going to pull three cards from this deck at this time. That is what is resonating. And we're going to start with card number 43. And card number 43 is Deep Knowing. Let's see. There you go. Deep Knowing. Essential meanings: intuition, listening to the oracle within, empathy, hypersensitivity. The oracle's message: intuition is the faculty that allows you to enter into a dialogue with source. the consciousness that you are a part of but cannot see with the naked eye. It's perplexing that people are taught to ignore this natural capacity to navigate their journeys, to access their inner guidance. Know that you have an ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing when the story was told. This deep knowing allows you to open the door to wisdom far greater than what is available in the limitations of human experience. You are given information that may make no sense whatsoever to the logical mind or five senses, but which is 100% correct and true. The trick is to listen and then act accordingly. You're now invited into the sacred dialogue of deep knowing. So tune in and trust your vibes. They will be right. And ask, and you will receive answers from unusual sources. Excuse me. Relationship message. There are occasions when you just know, deep in your heart and soul, that a person is going to play a meaningful role in your life. Someone crosses your path and suddenly, out of the blue, you're connected at a level impossible to describe. That feeling marks a moment in time etched undeniably onto your soul. Someone has entered your life who will be instrumental in your journey, so pay attention. Two hearts are calling to each other to begin an alchemical process. This is also a sign that your intuition about the person you care about is correct. Trust your heart to lead you now. Magic is about to happen. Woo. A spirit has such a way of bringing things to the surface, bringing things to the light. And I say that because this card really resonates with me from the standpoint of the wisdom. So this card has the owl on it, and it has the moon, and the sun is what it looks like as well. However, it resonates as the deep knowing that we have within ourselves, and it speaks to the idea that I was speaking about earlier of, when you have the connection, you're shown things and you see things and you know things that are to happen, that they're going to happen, they're being lined up to happen. And when they don't happen the way that we've been shown them, there is an experience that is had. However, I'm getting two messages from this. One message is that it's important that we do not lose the knowing, right? Like I shared before, the players may change, however, the idea is still the same. So even if, let's say, for example, you were given a vision of your business prospering, right? Your passion for what it is that you do for the collective, and you go into motion, and different people are brought in your path, and they're bringing to the table different ideas that will assist in magnifying what it is that you do. However, along the way, there are some things that happen that these people end up fading off. Now, you don't lose sight of the idea that your purpose, your mission, your goal, your business is going to still prosper. You hold on to that. You be flexible in understanding that people will come and go. The Most High will utilize those who are in harmony, is submissive, who are receptive to magnifying the Most High's will. So you let go of the individuals to be open to who or what is coming next to aid you on your journey. And then that relates directly also to the relationship aspect of it, that, the idea that you can have a significant experience that is energetic, it is spiritual, that causes you to know that an individual is going to be significant in your journey, right? And that when we trust in that and we leave from our heart space, then it's going to be exactly what it's supposed to be. However, I would, from the human 3D aspect, still offer a sign of caution to not be so fixated on the person, because there is a such thing as meeting the right person at a time that the individual isn't ready. So it's almost like getting a sign before the real thing. So allow yourself to be open for that as well. However, deep knowing is something that is very key and very significant for us to hold on to throughout the course of our journey. The next card, and this is so beautiful, it's card number 11, and it is by the book. And those three elephants, I don't know why I'm having this feeling of like deja vu. I don't know where I've seen the three elephants before. However, I'm having an experience of deja vu. And it's very key and it's very beautiful, like how they are intertwined together. You see that they're holding on to each other to where nobody is able to get lost. The connectivity, the oneness, the support, and the love, and then the guidance of the older or the biggest one is resonating. I don't know if that's significant to anyone. However, that's what was resonating. By the book. Essential meetings: abiding by social rules, conformity, respecting culture or family customs, universal laws. The oracle's message: the universe works within a structure of divine laws and principles that provides a framework for human experience and evolution. The law of abundance, the law of prayer, the law of karma, the law of attraction, the law of thought, the law of compensation, and the law of nature are only a few that are known. These principles create perfect order and operate with a kind of precision beyond human understanding. Even revolution has its place in universal law. Human beings, in turn, have their own laws and customs that vary from culture to culture and family to family. Laws keep social order and govern behavior, reflecting an instinctive understanding that harmony is important. This is a time to learn these laws and conform to them, rather than being the rebel and flouting them. When this card appears, submit to structure and follow the rules, even if they seem to make no sense. Release resistance, for universal laws will correct any disharmony. Open your eyes to those universal laws, and it will be easier to go by the book at this time. Relationship meeting. Getting along with others entails understanding and respecting who they have become as a result of their environment, culture, and experience. Find the middle ground that allows the relationship to flourish while honoring the individuality of the other person. Play things by the book instead of trying to break their rules or pressure others to conform to the way you want them to do them. The way you want to do them. I did read that right. It sounds funny, but your connection will deepen as a result. Okay. By the book. Universal law. I'm not sure if I should say it, but what's resonating is in harmony with the idea that I was speaking about people having free will. Excuse me, I don't mean to be all up on you in the camera like that, but people having free will, right? In harmony with the idea that when we're shown a vision or a dream or an idea that is set to take place, and not just for the benefit of us as an individual. However, it will benefit, excuse me, it will benefit the collective. It will benefit creation. It will benefit others as well. That there are universal laws that govern even free will, right? So even if a situation is not working out the way that you thought that it would, the way that you feel that it should, the way that you understood it to be, understand that there are universal laws that are at play that are governing the entire situation. So allow yourself to be flexible in any given in any given way. And I'm laughing because I'm receiving and I'm downloading the message, and while I'm listening to it, I'm applying it to myself, and I see perfectly how it fits, because there has to be a level of freedom that we experience even when we're being given foresight. It's important to hold, how they say, hold the line, right? Like it's important to hold the vision of what has been given, and we're supposed to vibrate at a frequency as though it already exists, right? That's how you manifest. You operate and you vibrate and you project into the future. You project from the future into your reality to the the vision or the idea at hand, right? That is definite. However, there also has to be a level of freedom and flexibility to move according to the physical rules or guidelines or laws that are governed in the 3D reality as such of people making different decisions that have to be adjusted, or you having resistance, or you having fear, or you having doubt in yourself, or doubt in what it is that you may see. There has to be that flexibility. However, the reality and the definite is that the law of creation is at work, and as long as we trust and know that that is the case, then everything will be exactly what it is supposed to be. You know, I've heard someone share, and I've adopted this idea that anything that is for you will not pass you by. So that job that you thought was your dream job, that you made it all the way to the last round of interviews and they went with someone else and you're all heartbroken and distraught, that wasn't your job. If that position was for you, it would have been you that went to work that following week. But it wasn't. So release it. Release the idea in love and in peace, and know that what is for you is on its way. The same thing with a lover, right? Like we find someone like a share in the relationship aspect, you find someone, the connection is there. You think I found my person. They understand me, I understand them, I love them, they love me. What could go wrong? And it doesn't pan out. It does not pan out and come into the full fruition. It doesn't blossom the way that we thought it would. Allow yourself to be free to let it go. Because if that person was truly for you or is truly for you, they will be with you. You will be with them. You will be one. In me releasing and writing the poem today, I quoted the idea that the saying is that if you love something, you let it go. And if it's meant to be, it will come back to you. So many of us refuse to let it go to even be able to see if it will come back. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. I completely understand. It is a process. And it can be a bit challenging, especially when you're a little bit emotional, when you are opening your heart space in a way that you hadn't in a long time, and you had um, years invested, you have memories made, experiences had. It can be challenging to release that. However, I also know that in that releasing is the power. So although it may be challenging in the moment, I want you to know and trust and understand that it will all work out for your highest good once you release. And once you release, you will get to see for yourself how much of it was actually fact and how much of it was what you created in your own mind. Last but not least is card number 45. There we go. Card number 45. Time to go. Essential meaning: endings, completion, walking away from something because there is nothing else to learn from the experience. Excuse me. The Oracle's message: you are at the end of one journey and have not yet begun the next. Woo! I feel the energy. Do you feel the energy? Spirit, do you feel the energy? Oh, it's just me? Okay. It's not just me? You feel it too? Great, because I didn't want to be alone. Okay, I'll read that again. You are at the end of one journey and have not yet begun the next. This is the moment to bless your experience thus far. Take stock of what you've learned. It's time to move on to new experiences and a new way of being. There is nothing left for you to do, be, or experience in your present circumstances. Take the risk and move on, even if you need to be in transition for a time. Your destiny is calling you. Woo, I feel that in my heart space. Oh my goodness, did you feel it? Oh my God. Your destiny is calling you. Okay, I'm going to read the relationship message first. It's over. Or at the very least, the form this relationship has taken is no longer of service to you or the other person. This is a time of letting go, of knowing that the journey has come to its conclusion. That doesn't mean anything is lost. Although this card could speak to a breakup, drifting apart, or the end of a soul contract, it is more about release than destruction. Remember the saying, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. If not, it never was. Okay, endings are always a sign of new beginnings. If you want something deeper, walk away. Oh my God. I am so humbled to be a vessel, to be utilized to convey ideas that will serve us on our journey in a real way, like in a real way of what we are currently experiencing, that not a lot of people talk about in a real tangible way. Like, I literally had my whole experience today, right? And Spirit said, Robin, go share it. And I do have some resistance sometimes of sharing, my personal things, because sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I just have different thoughts that come to my mind that present as resistance. And as you see, I push past it because I come and I share. Now I had the experience. The thought came. I moved out on the thought. I shared, as freely as I could, and everything is bearing witness to what it is that I shared, up to the very, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. If not, it never was. I mean, I didn't have it verbatim, but I had the idea of the saying, and that's so important for where we are at this time, right? That part of your destiny is calling you. And I love that Spirit apply grace, right? And share, take the risk and move on, even if you need to be in transition for a time. Sometimes we can kind of beat ourselves up and judge ourselves because we feel like whatever it is that we see or it resonates, or we get the message or the communication that this thing needs to happen. We feel like this pressure that it needs to happen right now. And I was just having a conversation with someone a few days ago where I shared that I appreciate me growing into the conscious awareness that everything happens in its divine time, right? Like, I could get the message today of what needs to take place. However, it really could not be another, it could be another year before it actually manifests itself in the physical, because the Most High knew that I needed to go through a transition, right? There were steps to it. It wasn't just going to happen like that. Not to say there are some things that do happen like that. There are other things that require time. It requires one foot in front of the other. And sometimes it takes slipping back, and then taking another foot in front of the other, and then taking 3 steps back, and then take another foot in front of the other. Sometimes it's like that. And I offer to you that if you find yourself experiencing that, refrain from judging yourself. Refrain from beating yourself up. Trust your process, right? Don't allow what someone else is doing, what someone else's thoughts and opinions are, and how they think you should move and operate to determine and dictate how you navigate the situation that is your reality. Because you got to live with it, not them. You got to go to sleep at night, not them. You got to look at you in the mirror and be at peace with your decisions, not them. So do what resonates with you within reason. Don't hurt yourself. Don't stay in a toxic relationship or situation where you're being physically harmed or hurt. Like, none of that. I will you understand what I'm saying, right? However, the beauty of the Most High to give us everything that we need at this time, to be able to recognize that where we are, what has been being experienced, what has been brought to the surface, is the completion of a cycle. It is a completion of this particular part of the journey, and we are about to start another part. However, in that interim, take time to appreciate and to be grateful for and to explore and see the lessons of what has been learned throughout this time, right? Take the time to appreciate what you learn, evaluate and extract what you've learned, right? And in your learning, give yourself grace and compassion, because being here is hard. Like navigating earth is challenging, and nobody got the handbook. Well, I won't say nobody got the handbook. I'll say we weren't given the handbook, right? We weren't given the handbook. So we're doing the best that we can. You are doing the best that you can with what you have at this time. And until you receive better and have the tools and understand how to navigate to do better, do your best with what you have, okay? So I will that this message from Spirit has reached you at the timing that is needed to help you navigate your time here on earth, to aid you in releasing that of the old, preparing you to receive that which is of the new, so that you can rise and elevate to shining your unique light. With that being said, until the next time, love and peace. I don't know how to stop it.